This is another edition of Going Beyond Testing. I'm Mark Alyn. We're spending some time with NJ Labs CEO Sandra Lee. We're going to talk about something that I think is on everybody whose mind who's watching, and that is who should be testing and for what?
So a lot of the companies who are definitely at the top is pharmaceutical clients, manufacturers who are testing or who are actually making drug substances for us to take that have specific purposes, right? For pain management, for example. Other companies that make injectables, especially, it doesn't matter if it's for pharma related or cosmetics, right? Like dermatology offices use a lot of injectables. So if you're making those products, you should definitely test. Supplements that are supposed to serve a purpose, like nutraceutical, if you have joint pain or whatnot, or if you have deficiencies and you're taking vitamin B12, vitamin D, minerals, those companies that manufacture those type of products should test. Cosmetics, foods, definitely, because you're consuming. So anything that you put on your body or you put in ingest, any of those products should be tested, really. But who do you think should actually be testing? Because not everything can be tested all at the same time. But.
Well, here at NJ Labs, and we are in the chemistry lab, the main chemistry lab here at NJ Labs, and we're in New Brunswick, New Jersey. What about those people who don't test? Are there people out there who are not testing? And here we don't test for efficacy. We just want to make sure that the product is pure.
Yes.
That's the bottom line, isn't it?
Pretty much. Yes, there are companies who do the bare minimum. I'm not saying that one company is terrible and another company is better, but the fact of the matter is there are companies who do the bare minimum. They'll just have a selection of tests that they do. And then there are other companies who go above and beyond and test everything all the time because they believe in their product and they want to make sure there's quality in their product, right? So it's not that they have to or they don't have to. There are regulations to follow. And companies should be inspected by FDA. You know, if you are a testing laboratory like us, we get inspected by and audited by our clients too. So they should know that what we do. They usually ask us.
I'm sorry. The clients, and you mentioned this in another episode, and we should talk about that here. How does a company audit you? What do they do?
So any company that we work with, we highly encourage them to come and see what we do. There's only so much you can put on paper, and again, anybody can make up anything on paper, right? But if you go and visually see things, you see a lot more, at least 50 to 75% more than what can be shown on paper. You get to see for yourself if there's integrity in that company. You get to see for yourself the systems that they have. It's harder to hide things when you're on site.
Yes. And integrity is really the backbone of NJ Labs.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Why should people test? Why should companies test? And what's the importance of that?
A lot of these products that are being made have components that are coming from other countries. Every country has different rules, right? Every state here has different rules. Like New Jersey, New York, they're so close, but they have different rules. Right. California, New Jersey has different rules. You're from California, you see things differently in California on the West Coast versus the East Coast, right? So testing is so important because you can't just trust a piece of paper that came with the product, especially coming from different countries. Once it comes here, FDA rules are different from what's in China or what's in Brazil or in Europe, right? So what testing does, it standardizes things. It puts everything in the same playing field, and it allows the consumers and the manufacturers to really know what's in their component, what they're buying. You want to make sure you're buying the right product.
You mentioned to me the other day that if you buy a product from another country, say, and a lot of herbs and vitamins are coming from other places, China, India, South America, all over the world. And they have to be tested.
Right.
But you suggested that possibly their testing is minimal as it comes into the U.S.
Yes. Because we physically can't go to China to inspect their manufacturing company or their testing laboratory, we really rely on their certificate of analysis. Certificate of analysis tells us the company, the lot, because each batch is unique, right? What kind of test they did, the specifications, if it passed, failed, what the results are. Now, this piece of paper that comes with every component that we buy, especially supplements or even pharmaceutical ingredients, should technically be verified, right? Once it comes here, the distributor or even the people who are buying it directly to manufacture their products, they should verify that what the piece of paper states is actually true.
And one of the things that you told me the other day is that, there may be three different companies. There's a company A, they're the ones who say, we've developed a product. We've combined C and D, okay, as an example. And then they don't manufacture it, so they go to a contract manufacturing company,
Yes.
right? And then there's the third is the distributor. You told me that all three are responsible, but number one, the guy, the people who developed that product are most responsible.
Yes. Regulations state that whoever owns that product, whoever is the owner of that formula, is responsible from top to bottom, right? You say, well, I hired a CMO, I hired a contract manufacturing company to handle the manufacturing for me. They should be responsible. No, but you yourself need to go and audit them. You yourself need to approve of all of their actions and who they also partner with. You need to have a say in where they purchase the materials. Are those materials good? Are they quality? Are there impurities? How are they being tested? As well as the finished product, once it's already in the finished bottle or packaging, that should also be tested to make sure that during that process, nothing's been compromised. And if that CMO, that contract manufacturer, hires a third-party laboratory, again, it really goes back to the very beginning. Who owns that product? You are still responsible for knowing who your laboratory is.
So when you come in, we talked about this in one of our episodes. If I had a product and I needed to come in, my chemistry was really bad, okay? You have a degree in chemistry and you've taught chemistry. How do I know? Do you explain what's going on as you analyze the product start to finish?
Yes, especially if there's issues, right? We always share with the client what kind of method we're going to use. They have to agree. Even if they don't know what we're doing, we still have to share enough information that they're aware of what we're going to do, and they need to still approve of it. So that exchange is very critical, the communication between us and the other companies, right? And so if they don't know, they ask questions and we explain it even more. We encourage them to come on site and to read what we do, because we have documents for everything. It doesn't matter if you do everything and it's not documented. It doesn't matter if you have documents for it and you don't follow through. It's got to be a balance of both. And they can actually come and see that.
In subsequent shows, we're going to be talking more about cannabis and CBD. We're going to talk about quality control because it's very important. And we're also going to talk about the fact that we're all consumers. We're all the end consumer and what that means, because if you're taking supplements, nutraceuticals, and giving them to your family, you want to know that you're doing something good for your family as well as other families too. This is Going Beyond Testing. I'm Mark Alyn, and if you want information, if you want to come and visit NJ Labs, visit our website. It's on your screen right now. We'll see you next time.